ladies and gentlemen, Board of Education Superintendent, Principal, and the Athletic Department of St. Trace High School extends to each of you a cordial welcome. The St. Trace and Washington Courthouse High Schools are members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association and abide by the rules and regulations set forth. These are high school athletes participating here this evening as friendly rivals of opposing schools. Ladies and gentlemen, an attitude of good sportsmanship is expected by all. And now, let us honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. St. Trace would like to welcome the Lady Blue Lions from Washington Courthouse here this evening. Let's meet their starting lineup. A 5'9" senior, number 1, Emily Simler. Number 2, a 5'4" junior, Raina Eastep. 5'2" sophomore, number 3, Elaine Humboldt. 5'7" senior, number 4, Mallory Hicks. And a sophomore at 5'6", number 5, Megan Seaver. The Lions coached by Zane. Starting lineups for the Zane Trace Pioneers and playing their final senior game at home. Number 2, Lauren Lane Sr. Senior Alexis Guppy, number 3. Senior number 5, Lainey Hill. Third, number 11, Brianna Peppers. And a sophomore, number 20, Gracie McCall. Pioneers coached by Mr. Cotterell. Your officials for this game,
We welcome you into Zane Trace High School for Southern Ohio Sports Authority's presentation of high school basketball. And this evening we have the Zane Trace Lady Pioneers fresh off a big win last night over Adena and took the gold ball away from them. And tonight they take on the Washington Lady Blue Lions out of Washington Courthouse. Zane Trace 4-15 on the year, 3-11 in the SVC. Washington is 4-11, 3-7 in the FAC. Starting lineup for Washington: Emily Simler, Erilyn Eastep, Allie Mongold, Mallory Hicks, and Megan Seaver. For Zane Trace, it's Lauren Lane, Alexis Guffey, Lainey Hill, Brianna Fetters, and Gracie McCullough. And for the opening tip-off here, and we are underway as Washington will get the opening possession here to start things. Jacob Wise along with John Bruce bringing this one. Glad to have you in. Looks like Zane Trace will start out in his zone here.
Yes, they've been having a lot of success lately in their zone, so it's smart to start off with it.
Trying to get it inside there, but the ball grabbed by Guffey, and eventually Washington Courthouse able to come back away with it. 3 ball here from Mongold, just misses, but the offensive rebound goes in for Emily Simler.
There's a good box out on the play, but you still got to find the ball, and that's where Simler was able to pull it down and get the nice putback.
So the first possession leads to points for the Blue Lions, and now a drive down low for McCullough. Had it blocked away from behind. Looked like she was going to have an easy layup, but it was taken away.
Excellent help side defense there by Seaver.
Blue Lions trying to work inside again. Another double team. Shot fake there from Simler.
Good ball movement by Washington here. That's going to get
lane.
Yep.
Well, they got it to who got them the points the first time around, and now a jump ball called. So Zane Trace will get the basketball after a long possession again for the Lady Lions. but no points this time. Was surprised to see Jalea Smith not starting in the game. She is, when she is hot, it's hard to beat Washington Courthouse, but sometimes comes off the bench. We'll see how long it takes for them to put her in the game tonight. Up the floor here, Gracie McCullough into the wing. And down low, got a nice look there, but Allen unable to put it in.
Yeah, Allen coming off the bench, one of the leading rebounders in the SVC. I believe didn't start because of senior night activities.
Got to believe that Zane Trace will go back to that one there. They got the shot they wanted. And now a pass to nowhere on the inside will go back to Zane Trace. They were trying to find similar again down low. But good defense there by the Lady Pioneers. Well, that win yesterday over Adena, some of the interviews afterward, you could tell that just a big weight had been taken off their shoulders. 10 single-digit losses this year for Zane Trace, so the record maybe a little worse than the ability that they have as the three goes down for Lauren Lane.
Yeah, Lauren Lane is an all-SVC performer. Really, really talented player, really good shooter. Knocks it down there. It's from about 23 feet.
Well, she's the leading scorer at 11.2 points per game for Zane Trace. That ranks her top 10 in the SVC this year. And there's some big-time scorers in the SVC this year as Hicks can't get the shot to go, but they get their own rebound as Erilyn Estep brings it back out and resets. 3-2 here early. Zane Trace on top.
Yeah, the Pioneers are going to need to make sure they're rebounding out of this. They're not giving up real good shots, but giving up a lot of second chances.
Oh, an open look there for Estep, but she steps inside too long on the 2 attempt, and a good rebound underneath by McCullough.
And that's what they're going to need to do. They're going to need to pull it down and be strong.
They'll pull it out here. The sophomore, the rest of them seniors in the starting lineup for Zane Trace tonight. Got to set something up here. Looking down low. Somehow the pass got through. 3 defenders, and Emily Allen with an easy layup.
Good concentration there by Allen to stick with that as that went through a bunch of hands.
Boy, it did not look like that pass was going to get through at all. And somehow it snuck through the traffic. Now a 5-2 lead here for Zane Trace. Lady Lions not putting in too much an effort to try to get the ball inside. Now they do, and it's taken away. And a foul called here. And that'll be the first foul of the basketball game. It'll go on Erilyn Estep.
The thing I like with the Zane Trace zone that they're playing is they're very athletic. So if there is a spot in the zone open, they're closing it really quickly, and the Blue Lions aren't adjusting to it very quickly yet.
Substitution there is Jalea Smith, the junior, checks in for Washington, wearing number 24. Get our first look at her this evening. She played really well in a game against Chillicothe earlier this year as the shot is too short from Lane. And almost hits our buddy Derek Webb over there trying to keep track of this one.
I think it actually did get his leg on the way out.
Not hard enough.
Right.
Inbound inside, and unable to get that one to go was Crow. Not many second chance opportunities here for either team so far. That is how Washington got its first and only points of the game, though, on a second chance put back. Smith wasting no time, and she's fouled as she's on her way to the basket. The first foul on Zane Trace.
Yeah, you could see a little different pace right there with Smith.
.407 left here on the clock. Found a wide open in the corner. Mongold can't get it to go, but the putback goes.
Similar did a good job finding the ball. That's one of those really hard things as a defensive rebounder is when the ball hits nothing.
Well, similar with all 4 points for Washington so far. Working it down low, some contact, but Allen couldn't get the shot to go. I think she thought there would be a foul, and there was a quick travel back the other way, so Zane Trace will get it right back.
Yeah, there's a lot of contact that caused that shot to go off, and then it appeared to be some contact too. Nice pass again.
Which is finding Emily Allen through traffic, gets her own rebound here, and now the 3 from Lane, too strong. And a rebound fought for and a foul called. This one will go against Zane Trace.
Yeah, and that was just, Allen was able to get the first rebound. Thought she'd be able to get the second one. Good job getting a body in front of her there.
Second team foul on Zane Trace, 1 for Washington so far. Just over 3.5 left in this opening quarter. 5-4. It was Washington Courthouse with the first points of the game, and then Zane Trace with 5 straight. Similar able to get back on the board to make it 5-4. Now here's a steal. Coast to coast off the steal, and it's blocked from behind by Seaver, out of bounds.
Good job by Seaver to not give up on the play. Nice play by McCullough to pick it off, but really nice job by Seaver to keep going in transition.
Couple of quick subs here. E-Step and Callie Weed-Salmi into the game for Washington as the ball goes out of bounds quickly off the inbound. We'll try it from this side of the basket. Lauren Lane to send it in. Well, she had one target in mind. She gets it over to her. It's Alara Crow, and her shot rims in and out.
That's about the third baseline out of bounds play for the Pioneers. I've liked how every one of them has been designed so far.
Jalea Smith running the floor, gets it over to Mongold for the 2.
Nice job filling the lanes by Mongold, and great job by Smith finding her.
Yeah, Smith, she brings a different dimension to the game for Washington. She runs the floor well. She sees the floor well. She can score. She can also find her teammates as the pass is tipped. And St. Trace fortunate to run it down here. Guffey inside now. Allen through traffic, through contact. Offensive rebound. Crow gets it in.
Nice job by Crow keeping with the play. Nice little turnaround there in the lane.
It's a tough job down there inside all that traffic and all that contact. The officials letting him go for the most part. Washington, well, Smith happy with that look from way downtown.
Yeah, you could tell earlier that when she gets her feet set that she's ready to shoot, and that was nice from deep.
And Washington has its first lead since they were up 2-0 to start the game. 2 minutes left here in the opening quarter. Lane on the floor, gets fouled. It looks like they may get Jalea Smith with her first. Would even the team fouls up at 2 apiece here.
Be on similar.
Oh, they gave it to similar. It was kind of a take-your-pick situation.
Yeah, I think she got her in the body a little bit before Smith was up top.
So we have free throws here as Lauren Lane heads to the charity stripe. 74% free throw shooter. Ranks her 7th in the SVC on the girls' side. A little sideways rotation there as it just rattles back out.
Yeah, despite the sideways rotation, she gets a good bit of air on it, so it's going to have a chance no matter what.
And the second one goes. 4 now for Lauren Lane. And Zane Trace back to within 1. 1:50 left here in the opening quarter. Into the wing, trying to go inside there for Hicks. Had it knocked away and on the floor, getting the jump ball. It'll stay with Washington, but a good effort there by Alexis Guffey trying to get on the deck and grab that ball.
Yeah, if there's ever a player that you're never going to say is not playing hard, it's Alexis Guffey.
Always enjoy that effort. Jalea Smith will inbound here. They swing it around quickly to Mongold. Backing it back out. McCullough out to cover her. And now Smith. Quick skip pass. E-step for 3. Yes.
Good job finding her teammate on the backside of the zone there. And nice job there by E-step to splash that 3.
Washington starting to heat up a little bit in the shooting department. Here's a tip and a takeaway by Smith. Can't hang on to it, out of bounds. And a couple subs here for Washington as Similar will check back in, as well as Seaver. Zane Trace will inbound next to is that the auxiliary score table down there?
Yes.
They tacked one onto the end. Guffey looking to set things up, trying to go back door there for McCullough. And a foul here. No, a jump ball call. Zane Trace will keep it. 1:06 left in the first quarter.
Good job by Hicks to not lose her person there on the backdoor cut.
Kind of the last tune-up here for Zane Trace before tournament play starts.
Nice move.
Crow inside. Can't get it to go. A good rebound underneath for Similar, the 5'9" senior. Seaver off her fingertips out of bounds, and Zane Trace will benefit from the turnover there.
One of the big things in this zone is you got to make someone guard you in it. You can't just keep passing back and forth, and that's what Smith was able to do in the last possession, and they just kind of were in their stationary positions there.
McCullough with 45 seconds left on the first quarter clock. St. Trace down by 4. Tied up is Guffey down low. Gets it away. Allen can't get the shot to go. Offensive rebound. Crow can't get the putback. And now Jalea Smith for Washington. Pushing it up the floor. 25 seconds left. Shot goes.
Yeah, nice job by Smith in transition. Just wasn't going to be stopped there.
14-8 now. 12 seconds left on the first quarter clock. We'll see if Zane Trace tries to get the last shot here. A foul. Out front here with 8 seconds left on the clock. Zane Trace and their fans might be thinking about last-second situations after last night's game and thought they had the game won in regulation, but with just a few seconds left, less than a few seconds left, Medina able to score to send it to overtime as the shot is long from Guffey. And a long heave here will come up short. And we're at the end of one. Washington 14, Zane Trace 8. Back in a moment here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority.
What does financial freedom mean to you? When it comes to your life, your future, and your money, trust Homeland Credit Union. Our roots run deep with years of experience, and with our low rates and lower fees, Homeland Credit Union can give you the freedom to save for the future without sacrificing the present. Loans, banking, savings, certificates, and more, all online at homelandcu.com. Homeland Credit Union, committed to making a difference in the lives of our members every day.
Getting ready for half number 2 here at Zane Trace. Jacob Wise and John Bruce with you on Southern Ohio Sports Authority. A reminder that we'll have complete coverage of this game over on our website. That's sohiosa.com. We'll link to several stories and photo galleries and all that good stuff from Facebook, as well as other games from around the area each and every night. Give us a follow over on Facebook. Just search Southern Ohio Sports Authority. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at Sosa Ohio. Derek Webb covering the game for the print. Well, I put that in air quotes.
Yes.
The print side, the digital.
Hey, you can print it.
You can if you want to.
Yeah. So I guess anything could be printed as long as it's not video.
I'm sure we have some others out covering some area games as well tonight. Brock, I'm sure, is somewhere.
Yeah, he's up at Taze.
Is
Taze Valley in
Tyler
Logan.
Hart anywhere tonight?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many games are actually being played tonight.
That's true. Most schools were shut down today, including Zane Trace, but that does not automatically mean you have to shut down your athletic events. Obviously, when you make that decision, which in this case was last night, that's a whole lot different than what the driving situation is in the afternoon as the shot goes down. Looked like it was going to roll off the rim, but similar now with 6.
Yeah,
and Washington, the first points here the second quarter.
It was a good job again by Smith finding someone in the zone.
Jalea Smith with a takeaway off the tip, tries to fire it ahead, and she traveled. Looked like she slipped on the floor there.
I would have tried to say I was shooting. I know they called it travel, but
go shoot. Yeah. That's funny.
Hey, they haven't.
I've seen crazier things happen.
Yeah, they haven't seen what her range is yet.
Well,
so.
She shot one from the Pioneers logo on the floor a little bit earlier, and it was nothing but the bottom.
So we'll assume that she can be good from about 70 feet.
Crow gives it off to McCullough. And now Lane back to McCullough. Little give and go. Shot short. And another quick rebound for Washington, really holding Zane Trace to a lot of one and dones. Skip pass too tall for Simler.
Yeah, on the other end, Washington's doing a good job of jumping those screens. They're jumping that first pass, and really good job by Lane of finding McCullough there. If she can keep her head up, that backside might be there too, because they're kind of just randomly trapping is what it looks like after the screen for Washington. So if Zane Trace can take their time, they're going to have a chance to get some layups out of it.
Well, they've had some good looks. They just haven't been able to convert. Just under 7 minutes left here in the first half. McCullough almost had it knocked away there. Now trying to work through some traffic. Long 2 on the way. Banks in for Crow.
Yeah, Crow's done a nice job for him so far. Good job. That's going to help in breaking any of the extra pressure, is being able to shoot that from 15.
Smith finds an open Emily Simler on the block. She has 8 now for the Blue Lions.
Yeah, I wish I was keeping the plus minus of what they are with Smith on the court, because she's been really good.
Quick pass down inside, and Lane can't get it to go, and they say it goes off of Washington. Of the 10 points so far for Zane Trace, 4 each from Lauren Lane and Alara Crow, and then Emily Allen with a couple. And now Jalea Smith on the floor.
That's tough. That might be the right call, but it's a tough call from that far away against Crow on there.
Just trying to get free to get the inbound pass, and I guess beneficiary would be the wrong word for Jalea Smith, but the Blue Lions get the ball back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a hard hit to take.
Smith working against a zone here for Zane Trace. Trying to trap in the corner. They get a hand on it, but unable to get there is Lauren Lane to try to pull it in before going out of bounds. Clock stops at 6 minutes. Left here in the half, and again, Smith will have no problem firing a 3 from there. This time she misses.
Once again, good job rebounding by Crow and being strong pulling that away.
In the corner here, Lane trying to drive past Smith, but she got a hand on it. And now Lane will have to get it back to the top. That went off the feet of McCullough.
Good hustle.
Smith runs it down, and they do call the travel. Jalea, the effort play there just...
Yeah, that might have been the kind of knee pads there that caused her to slide.
Kept her skin from grabbing hold of the hardwood, which either way, something not pleasant is going to happen.
Right.
5.5 left. Driving inside, the shot. Fetters will go to the line for 2.
Good ball fake there by Fetters, and nice aggressive drive. You know, one of the big things St. Trace probably needs to look at on the ball screen action they're doing is kind of just refusing the ball screen. So they're going opposite where it's at because they're looking to double it so hard that backside is going to be open.
Fetters, the senior, first attempt here. Nice high arcing shot that goes in.
Yeah, Fetters coming back from a knee injury missed last year. Really good to see her be able to get back out. Was able to play soccer and obviously basketball this season as well.
Now the 4th player to hit the score sheet for Zane Trace so far tonight. Second one on the way, and that one rattles home. So 2 for Fetters, and it's back to a 6-point game here with just under 5.5 left in the half. Good hustle play here to tip it away, and taking it all the way is Brooklyn Wade, the freshman.
Nice job there by Wade, getting a nice read, jumping into the passing lane, and then finishing in transition.
So a nice stretch for Zane Trace, and Washington has to take the timeout. I think that's the first one we've seen from either team so far. They've kind of let things go. With 5:14 left here, it was looking like it was going to get away from Zane Trace, but a nice little run gets it back to a 2-possession game. 4 points at 18-14.
It's a good year.
18-14. What happened in 18-14?
Something.
I'm going to call you on that.
Yeah. If I'm going to say it's a good year, I probably should need to know.
I'm sure it was a good year for somebody.
There was not a war named after it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Couple years late for that.
Yeah.
Although I think it might have still been happening at that time. My history going back that far is not very good.
Right. The Star Spangled Banner might have been written around that time.
Off the timeout here for Washington, trying to work against this full court pressure. St. Trace gets a loose ball. It's the freshman ahead, and too long there for Allen.
Yeah, I like that change coming out of the timeout to go from the half court trap or zone to the full court. Just didn't pay off with the points.
Seaver gets it in. E-step. Fires it across the timeline, and now Hicks will hand back. Mongold into the corner. Seaver, and some tough defense being played there. Foul called here on Gracie McCullough.
Yeah, there's a difference between being aggressive and being overly aggressive on that, and it was just a little bit too much there by McCullough.
You coach basketball. How often do you tell your players not to leave your feet?
Not enough apparently, because they still do it. It's a hard thing to break.
Absolutely. It's one of those things where if you had a magic recipe for it as a coach, you could make a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Simler gets the 2 from the baseline. She has 10 now.
Yeah, Simler's played well so far. She's shown that she can knock down a little bit of jump shots too.
Back to a 6-point game. Off of a screen here. Guffey trying to give it away, and it's taken away. She's trying to find a teammate there off the screen, but there was no one to be found.
Good hands by Estep to be active hands and take that steal.
Now Estep trying to run the offense. Mongold. Oh, nice move inside. The runner rattles out. And one called a jump ball, one called a foul. It's like the one underneath with the better look. We'll assess the foul on Callie Weed-Salmi, a 5'7" freshman.
Yeah, really nice move by Mongold there to get the runner. Just couldn't get it to fall. About 3 or 4 years ago, you would have just heard screaming of travel everywhere, but I think people are more in tune to what the Euro step actually is.
LeBron James made that one famous, huh?
Well, that
at least most recently.
Yeah, that upset some people around here too, though.
St. Trace able to keep possession here. And that one too hot to handle for May. You think she possibly thought that because how hard that pass was thrown, there was a teammate behind her.
Yeah, there's
pulled her hands back there.
There's a lot on that pass.
Estep across the timeline. Now Mongold, the sophomore, who has played well this year. She was big in that game against Chillicothe earlier this season as they try to save it inbounds, and now we have a jump ball. No, they call it travel. So that's the second time the two officials who blew the whistle both called something different. One had a jump ball, the other one a travel, and the travel wins out. So Zane Trace will get it back.
I just want to know how that's determined, because maybe because they were closer.
Yeah, maybe.
Because that, yeah.
3.5 left to play here in the first half. St. Trace down 6. Lane. Guffey now inside. Allen shot. Too strong off the back of the rim, and another rebound for Emily Simler. Well, Simler has been good on both ends of the floor tonight. 10 points, several rebounds on the defensive end. Jalea Smith splits the double team, can't get the layup. And now underneath, Allen trying to pull down the rebound for St. Trace, and she traveled.
Yeah, Allen just ended up dropping to a knee, which ends up being the travel. But she's, like you mentioned earlier, with how good of a rebounder Allen is, does a good job going up and getting it. Just kind of lost a little balance there.
Washington quickly back to the head of the key, and now Smith going by 3 defenders, but it looked like it went off her foot, and they didn't see it there. Usually you get a kickball call there and a turnover.
With the momentum going that way too. But.
So the Lady Lions fortunate there. Smith inside. Simler again.
Good pass.
12 for her.
Yeah, Smith's done a good job setting her up inside, but Simler's also doing a nice job of finishing in there. Showed her hands really well and was able to finish.
And now an 8-point lead. Guffey was trapped briefly there. Now Lane out front hasn't been able to get much going. Just 4 points, a 3 and a free throw in that first quarter. Launches a 3 here and gets it to go.
Yeah, nice job not rushing in the double team there and finding Lane up top.
That's a big triple for Zane Trace. And now Smith, the long 2, too strong. Underneath the rebound, Emily Allen. Guffey quickly ahead. Lane wants another one. Too strong there. And Smith underneath the rebound trying to fight off the defender and draws the foul.
I mean, that's worth a shot in transition. She gets to her spot, was able to get her feet set. A little long on it, but it's after you hit the 1-3 to cut
Right.
it to 5, you have a chance to cut it to 2.
Sometimes you hit that big shot and you
Right.
want to get the ball right back into their hands, and if you're the shooter, you want it right back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, quickly ahead here, nobody underneath. And Hicks just maybe pump faked her way out of it, expecting some traffic down there, had time to just turn around and shoot, but went with the pump fake and then kind of rushed herself. But Washington able to keep possession. Lucky for them. Now they try to go down to Smith, tipped away. Into the corner though, Estep gets it back out. Mongold. 1:45 left and counting. Oh, nice little stutter inside, and Seaver with her first 2.
Yeah, nice job by Seaver. She didn't rush the pass there, and thus it kind of opened up for the layup.
That one tipped into the backcourt there, so no violation. Good effort by Lane to run it down, and boy, tight defense being played by Estep. And now a whistle away from the basketball here.
Yeah, she kind of went hard through the screen that Allen was setting, so it's just one of those unfortunate where you're playing hard defensively, the ball gets moved away from you and it just ends up getting kind of a cheapie.
That'll put Zane Trace in the bonus the rest of this half. Foul number 6 for Washington. The Pioneers have 5, so they have 1 more to give, and this one's tipped out of bounds, and they say it'll go back to Washington.
Now from here, I felt like it may have been off Allen, so I'll trust him down there.
I don't think many in the gym
Right.
will agree with that, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Oh, nice job there to step in the passing lane after a good trap down on the baseline. Guffey able to snag the errant pass, and now Lane driving to the basket, and she will go to the line for 2.
Looks like she may have got a knee to the thigh.
Gotta watch out for those dead legs.
Yeah.
So Lauren Lane at the free throw line, 1 of 2, her first time through. Sitting on 7 points, give her 8. Emily Simler back in the game for Washington. Alara Crow back in for Zane Trace.
Yeah, Simler's in those positions for the last 2 passes by Smith. Maybe they've got 4 more points.
Second one rattles home. 9 now for Lauren Lane. 55.6 seconds left here in the half. Pass too long ahead, but Mongold ran it down and then draws the foul. So Lauren Lane will pick up the foul, her first. And that is team foul number 6 for Zane Trace.
Yeah, that was one of those unlucky things. If Mongold doesn't get a finger on that, that's coming right to Lane, but she gets a finger and ends up being a foul when she runs into her.
Julia Smith inside. And a nice steal there. Stepping in front of it, Alara Crow. Lane through a double team. Crow kicks it out. Back to the top. Lane for 3. Rushed it, a little short. Ball loose on the floor. And a foul called.
This will be an interesting call.
They give Alara Crow the foul.
Yeah.
And that should be 1-1 here for Washington. One official putting his hands up saying, hey guys, we got to go to the other end of the floor.
Yeah, that's why I was on the this will be interesting. Now, there's probably a push there, but at the same time it was called after what appeared to be a jump ball.
So at the line here, Mallory Hicks hits the front end of a 1-1. 28.2 left here in the half. Hicks, the 5'7" senior. And gets them both.
That's a good looking free throw. Just takes her time. Good knee bend, good rotation on the ball.
Nice and repeatable.
Yes.
McCullough. Now Fetters working inside. Finds Allen, and that one just rolls off the front of the rim. Good look there. 10 seconds and counting. 8, 7, 6, 5. Smith, step back, 2, fires the long 3, and a bit too strong as we end the first half.
So,
at 26-19, Washington on top. We're going to step out for a couple of minutes here. We'll be back to chat with you at the start of the second half.
Just did it again and then pop right back on. So I'm going to follow you to your house tonight. Pick up some goodies from your wife. My wife knows that? She just texted me. Cupcakes and strawberries and cream whoopie pies. Somebody in the city that owns this. probably not all done yet. They're probably not done till early next week. But.
Getting set for the second half here at Zane Trace. Right now, Washington with a 26-19 lead. Scoring-wise in that first half for Zane Trace, 9 points from Lauren Lane to lead the Pioneers. 4 points from Alara Crow and 2 each from Emily Allen, Brianna Fetters, and the freshman Brooklyn Wade. For Washington, 12 points to lead all scorers. Emily Simler, who was all over the place on both ends of the floor. 5 points from Jalea Smith, 3 from Arlen Estep, and 2 each from Ali Mongold, Mallory Hicks, and Megan Seaver.
Yeah, Smith came off the bench in the first half. She had the 5 points, but I would say she's probably close to 4 or 5 assists as well.
Yeah.
Really filling up the stat sheet for the Blue Lions.
It's been a real nice game for her so far. We'll see if she can continue that here in the second half. Zane Trace had a lead there through most of that first quarter, but Washington with a real nice run, and especially got a good timeout as the tie-up here for Guffey, able to get it away. But Washington able to close out the first half very strongly to take a nice lead. McCullough on the line for 2, and no good, and Simler a rebound again.
Good box by Simler. I've really enjoyed the defense that Mongold's played on the perimeter for the Blue Lions as well.
Trying to work it around the perimeter here. Inside, Mongold gets it away, and it is Simler again, wide open on the block.
Yeah, Mongold did the Euro that she did earlier, but instead of going up with it, she found a cutting Simler for 2.
Kind of like when you run a football play with multiple action on it, and then you run that action again, but throw the ball somewhere else.
Yep.
It looked the same as the layup she had, or little runner she had earlier, but found the wide open Simler that time. Lauren Lane to inbound it here. Into Allen, back around to Guffey. Washington will play the man-to-man here. Well, now they kind of go into a zone, and down low they get the shot to go in.
Yeah, Allen's had a couple of decent looks in the lane, just hasn't been able to get him to fall in. Able to get that one to rattle in.
They were playing man-to-man on the inbound play, but immediately dropped back to a 2-3 zone. E-step. Now Mongold trying to run the offense here. E-step inside. Able to keep her pivot foot down there, barely. Seaver, and now E-step inside. They kick it out. Mongold for 3, and they say her foot was on the line. She'll get 2, but a big shot nonetheless. Gives her 4 on the night, and a 9-point lead.
Yeah, good job going inside out there with Hicks hitting it from the high post out to Mongold.
Crow down the lane, finds an open Allen for 2.
Good things happen when you get the ball inside against the zone more times than not. Good job there by Crow and finding Allen.
Yeah, a lot of teams like to try to beat the zone by working the ball around the perimeter, and you have to have somebody in the post that you can get it inside to get that defense to shift. 5:50 left here in the third. 7-point game. Zane Trace now working out of the zone a little bit. The ball rolls off the hands of Megan Seaver, and Zane Trace with a big turnover.
Yeah, Zane Trace needs to put together 2 or 3 more stops here to get themselves back in the game. With their defensive intensity, they definitely can do it. Just have to make sure to rebound also.
McCullough working against Mongold, out to Guffey now, and she's fouled. Megan Seaver got a piece of the arm there. Jalea Smith checks back in for Washington. Give a nice breather to Emily Simler, who certainly deserves it. And with a 7-point lead, you can afford that. Not that putting Jalea Smith in for her is any drop in quality. And a jump ball, tie up inside. It'll go back to Washington.
Just got to make sure when you're going inside that you stay strong with it so they can't get extra hands on it. And in case they do get a hand, you can get it pulled away. Unable to do so there, it's dribbled into the double team.
Inside 5.5 left here in the third. Smith up the floor for Washington. Quick pass to Mongold. Backs it back out. Washington certainly can be patient. They have been that way the whole game. But now they're kind of in control of this game. They can be even more so. Nice crossover there, and a big contact inside. We'll send Jalea Smith to the free throw line. I think they'll get Alara Crow her 3rd foul. First team foul on St. Trace so far this half.
Yeah, good drive. You know, a lot of contact on it. They called it on the body, so I don't think it mattered if Crow stays vertical or not, because I think she may have got the ball clean, but they called it in the body.
I think it was a nice crossover that, and all of a sudden she was just on top of you if you're Crow. So first one goes down for Smith, now 6 for her. And she just kind of was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
It's where if you're not able to keep them in front, that exposes your bigs on the inside a little bit.
A little short there. McCullough comes away with the rebound for Zane Trace. Tries to push it up the floor quickly. Now Lane had it knocked away briefly there by Estep, and a jump ball. This time it'll stay with Zane Trace. And the Lady Pioneers at times just need to be a little stronger with the ball in traffic. In the corner now, Lane looking to go backdoor there, trying to find Emily Allen, but the pass was behind her. And a turnover back to the Lady Lions.
Yeah, the idea there was good. The execution was obviously off a little bit.
St. Trace will call its first timeout of the game. 4:40 left here in the third quarter. 31-23. Washington on top. Both these teams looking ahead to their tournament draws coming up here very soon. For St. Trace, it'll be Saturday at Alexander in the girls D3 sectional at 7 o'clock. And for Washington, it'll be a rematch against an FAC opponent. They're going to take on Chillicothe Monday on the D2 bracket. Also a 7 o'clock start. And because of all of the COVID regulations, a little bit different this year where there are more home site games. John, how far are they right now looking to carry those home site games?
I believe through the district semifinal. So the district final will be at a neutral site. I don't think they've announced where those are going to be. So I think those could just be up in the air of.
Yeah. And no Convo obviously this year. Just doesn't make sense to be in that giant facility with nobody in it. And this one rolls off of Washington in a turnover. So St. Trace able to get a possession back here with 4:32 left in the third.
I will say for the Convo, you definitely could spread out there, but I mean it's probably too much of a risk for Ohio University.
But if you're still only allowing 2 per player and that kind of situation, there's no point in having that big of a building.
Right.
Now they were looking at some larger high schools possibly to get a few more people in. Underneath, nice job to work around the defender. Emily Allen with 2.
Yeah, nice job by Allen. Keep working there. She's really starting to come on here for the Pioneers.
6 for her here in the quarter. Now 8 in the game for Emily Allen. Jalea Smith maybe got away with a travel there, and now trying to go inside. Estep gets knocked to the floor. I want to go on Gracie McCullough. Oh no, they gave it to Guffey.
Yeah, they're calling that a shooting foul.
That's interesting.
Yeah. She was eventually going to shoot. So maybe that.
In about 3 more steps.
Yeah.
Arlen Estep at the line. First time tonight. Misses the first. 3 points for her. She had a big 3 all the way back in the first quarter. Kenley May back in the game for Zane Trace. Give Guffey a breather. And Simler back in now for Washington. Second one on the way here for Estep. Gets that one. 4 points for her now.
Yeah, the foul shooting for Washington's looked really good on the being able to repeat the shot. She may have missed the first one, but it looked pretty good too. The second one looked really good, obviously going in. Helps a lot.
4 of 6 for Washington at the line so far tonight. He'll take that. McCullough dribbles into a double team here, had it knocked away. And St. Trace will keep it here with 3:58 left in the third.
Good call by the commish there on the baseline.
Go inside here. Fetters kicks it back out. May gives it up to Lane. Had it tipped away by Simler. And It'll stay with Zane Trace. Thought for a second there they were going to give it back to Washington, but we've seen some weird stuff this game. McCullough against Mongold, loses her dribble. Nice find there, back door, but Smith coming over on the help side. And a foul called. I don't know if it'll be her or Seaver. They give it to Seaver.
Okay. I was thinking Smith was very straight up.
She was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
But her teammate's the one who gets dinged with the foul. And May at the free throw line hits on the first. Her first point tonight.
This is where Zane Trace needs to make a little bit of a push. If they can keep it down below 6, get it down to 3 or 4 by the end of the quarter, they're going to have a really good shot in the fourth.
Second one all the way. And just short.
Semler's put together a really nice game for the Blue Lions.
6 of 8 at the line for Zane Trace so far tonight. Yeah, Semler is certainly the MVP of this one so far. Smith to the rack. Through the traffic. No problem. 8 now for her.
Good finish by Smith. Going off to her left, getting herself balanced at the hoop.
And an 8-point lead for Washington. And they'll send it back to Washington.
Yeah, the off arm, trying to clear off the defender, Mongold there. Right in front of the referee makes it an easy call. Anytime you throw that off arm out there, pretty easy. Allie
Mongold at times has played some really tight defense, one-on-one, man-to-man, and that can get frustrating for a ball handler. And sometimes you maybe flip that arm out there a little too hard. Got caught there, and now another quick foul here.
I've been really impressed with Mongold defensively, as she hasn't taken a play off yet. It's very aggressive defensively.
A foul on Fetters, her first. Team fourth for Zane Trace. The foul's coming a little quickly here, a little more quickly, I should say, here in the second half. Smith will inbound in front of her own bench. Finds Mongold, who is kind of the true point guard of this team when she's out there. A lot of times the offense kind of runs through her. She gets things started. Doesn't necessarily score a ton. Nice find there for Weed Salmi. Loose ball and a quick jump ball call there underneath. Will stay with Washington.
Washington, they were coming away with the ball anyway, but that's a tough jump ball in that situation for them.
Similar underneath, gets the inbound, can't get the shot to go. Loose ball, and it's pulled down by Fetters. So Zane Trace gets a stop. Down 8, needs a bucket here. Allen between 3 defenders, and she draws the foul.
Maybe.
Well, somebody said jump. Well, if they change this call, it's not gonna go over well.
Yeah. Okay.
Goes on Callie Weed Salmi, the foul, and at the line is Emily Allen. Sitting on 8 points so far in this one. Chance to get to double figures. And the first one rattles out.
On that post move, Allen did a good job of feeling that she had no defender on her right. Faked to her left, got around to her right, able to draw the foul.
Estep and Hicks back in for Washington. Guffey back in for Zane Trace. 2.5 to play, third quarter. Allen gets the second one. She now has 9 for the honorable mention All SVC honoree. 3 players for Zane Trace making an All SVC team. Lauren Lane, third team. Emily Allen, honorable mention. And Gracie McCullough, honorable mention. This one will go on Kenley May.
May have gotten there just a hair late and slid in. Now, going back to Allen on the honorable mention All SVC, I was hoping she'd make a team because of just the all-around games she's put out this year, but she'll have a big year again next year as a senior.
Oh, it's even harder this year because you don't have as many eyeballs on you to really see. Here's a good steal from Lane. 2-on-1 break. She'll take it herself. Can't get it to go, and a foul called. call the foul on Lane. Trying to get her rebound. Well, you can't really fault Lauren Lane for going to the basket there on a 2-on-1. She, the senior, the leading scorer on the team.
Yeah, and she had Mongold on her heels, just kind of, maybe pulled up a little too far out.
Seaver, E-step, and now Mongold.
Good.
E-step. Looked like she had an open three, but didn't like it. 1:45 left here in the third. Mongold working against Guffey off a screen. E-step. Trying to find Simler through her legs and a tie-up and a jump ball. St. Trace will get it back.
Yeah, that flare screen up the top appeared to be open there for E-step, just didn't pull the trigger on it. Ends up resulting in a pseudo turnover there.
Works out just the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
May not go on the score sheet like that, but Fetter's in a tough spot there off the inbound, kind of in a corner between the defender, the baseline, and the sideline, and now the loose ball finds its way to Hicks. Simler now has it knocked away, and Mallory Hicks sends it back out to Mongold. Washington resets. Mongold, nice little fake there, drives to the basket, had it blocked and taken away by Allen.
Good job keeping the verticality there by Allen to not commit the foul.
Brooklyn Wade for St. Trace. Has her pass taken away. E-step. Trying to go all the way herself. Too strong. 3 blue jerseys there for the rebound and a foul called.
That'll put him at the line.
Yeah, that is foul number 7 for St. Trace. So Washington in the bonus the rest of the way in this one. Meanwhile, they still have 2 fouls to give here. And now we've realized that that's foul number 7, and that means you get to shoot free throws, or at least one.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, most of the time. There are occasions where it doesn't work out that way, right?
I saw a game earlier this year where it didn't, and then they let him shoot him on the next possession.
Well, that's different.
And
Seaver with her 3rd point.
And there may be one of the officials out there tonight that is in that.
Sometimes you get that in hockey where a puck went up and hit the net behind the goal, and they don't realize it, and then it gets reviewed 3 minutes later, and then everything that happened in the last 3 minutes it's like it never happened again, like a goal or anything else. It just gets wiped out. Guffey kind of tied up there, finds Fetters, and she traveled. Fetters a little frustrated. I think she was trying to find a teammate, and nobody really came to her aid, but also kind of dribbled down into that trap there between the end line and the defender. 25 seconds left here in the third. Nice move down the baseline. Simler wide open again on the block.
Yeah, Simler does a good job just finding space to occupy, and then does a nice job finishing there as well with a little contact at the end.
16 for Emily Simler, and it's a 10-point lead for Washington. Tie up here. We'll go back to the Lady Lions with 6.5 seconds left here in the third.
St. Trace has to get a stop. Only 6.5 seconds left in the quarter. They got to get a stop here.
Mongold. Clock at 3. Long 2 on the way, and it goes in for Mallory Hicks.
Yeah, that's kind of a killer. Seemed like they're in a tough spot, and Hicks knocks down the jump shot. Probably got fouled on it.
Didn't get the whistle, but they'll take the 2 points, and they'll take a 12-point lead going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, St. Trace had it down to 6 multiple times, just unable to, get it under 6, and a nice finish to the quarter there for Washington.
I want to remind you, if you're looking for a new podcast to check out, well, first of all, you have a pretty nice podcast.
Yeah.
That you're a part of with the SVC Sports Zone.
Mm-hmm.
But Derek and Brock will do their thing on Sosa Overtime. You can find both of those I believe, over on all the, whatever your preferred podcast platform is. Sosa just released a new one earlier this week talking about the girls basketball tournament. We'll have one here coming in a few days dealing with the boys tournament draw and upcoming tournament games for all the area teams.
Yeah, and on SVC Sports Talk this week, we actually took a week off to honor the fact that there were still so many league games left to play, and then the SVC still named their all SVC teams, which we'll be doing that this week. We'll be naming our all SVC teams. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
By the way, if you haven't heard, Shane Combs and company have put out the Why Not Us documentary about the 91 Uniota basketball team that went to the state championship game. A couple hours long. I think Shane said he had to whittle down 11 hours of interviews. There's a nice move inside for Allen. Emily Allen in double figures now with 11.
Yeah, nice move by Allen. She's done a really good job for the Pioneers.
Mongold ahead, too strong. Good rebound underneath by McCullough. St. Trace, here's a trap. And did she call the foul? She knew it. It was a quick whistle. Washington had a steal, but what was the call is the question. Was it a jump ball call?
It must have been.
Because they didn't issue a foul, so Washington gets possession anyway.
They didn't really signal anything either, unless one of the other officials did.
Maybe verbally. Mongold will have to run that one down in the backcourt. 7.5 left to play. Seaver and now E-step. Back to Mongold. Draws a couple of defenders. Finds Simler down low. Had it partially blocked. Nice effort there from Crow to get in there and swat that one away. And now Guffey.
Good pass.
Good find. Lauren Lane just too strong on the block.
Just too open.
Yeah, that's not a shot that she misses very often at all. Inside 7 to go. Mongold works past Lane off his screen, and the runner goes home.
She does a good job despite her size, only 5'2", doing a really good job in the lane, not being afraid of the contact.
She'll pick up a foul here as McCullough is trying to work the ball across half court. That is Allie Mongold's first foul, team foul number 5 for Washington. So they still have another one to give here with 6:41 left to play and a 41-29 lead. Lane against E-step. Crow. Nice little knockdown jumper there right over the defender. 6 now for Alara Crow. Lane knocks it away.
Nice hustle.
And there to grab it, Emily Allen. Back to Lane. Free Lane to the basket. And just can't get the ball to go down, but she'll have, no, they say on the floor. They're saying she was on the floor? Yeah. Well. So the shot wouldn't have counted anyway in theory, right?
So thankfully it didn't go in because that could have been a big momentum swing. She knocks that down.
And that would have upset a few folks.
Yep.
Trying to sneak it in there to Crow, and it's just too hot to handle. Here's a 2-on-1, Jalea Smith.
A lot of contact there.
Yeah, she thought she was going to get a foul there, no call. She hustles back and gets a steal. Mongold now will try to reset. Allie Mongold, the sophomore, over to Smith. And Washington has several players that'll be back next year, all but 2 of them. Jumper too strong there for Seaver. Mallory Hicks and Emily Simler, the only seniors listed on the roster here for Washington, so they have a lot of good players coming back next year. As Guffey gets tied up, trying to lob inside, and too tall again for Alara Crow.
Yeah, good idea. Maybe a little more air under it. Going to lead to a timeout.
Now both coaches have been Very conservative with their timeouts tonight, but just a rough stretch of play there where they've had a couple opportunities, Zane Trace, to get the ball down inside, and the passes have just not been able to connect.
Yeah, a couple of missed layups, and then, like you said, a couple of the interior passes have just not connected with a good idea on them. I do think, there's a good chance where if they can kind of get this into kind of like a rat race to get Washington in a hurry, that can definitely lead to some turnovers. Washington's only played 7. Zane Trace has played many more than 7. And, the Washington kids have been playing hard the entire night. So,
yeah,
at some point they will wear down. So maybe turn up the pressure here.
Only 9 players on this roster for Washington. And a couple of them don't play all that often. 41-31. The Lady Lions on top here with 5:23 left. A 16-point night so far for Emily Simler. 8 from Jalea Smith and several others with 2 and 3. Emily Allen with 11 for Zane Trace, and 9 of those here in the second half. 9 points from Lauren Lane. She hasn't scored here in the second half. That is not a recipe that Zane Trace wants to repeat. Here's a nice steal for McCullough. Down low, and Allen too strong, gets her own rebound. Put back, no. And finally controlled by Mallory Hicks.
Yeah, that's another one. Another missed opportunity there for the Pioneers.
Smith working against Guffey. McCullough gets in there, denying the pass. I think Guffey just popped her forehead off the ground there. Fortunately able to pop back up quickly.
And probably it's a good thing that if one of them was going to do it, it was going to be Guffey. If you watched her in soccer, really hard-nosed player. I mean, if you watch her in basketball, you can tell the same thing.
No stranger to contact.
Yeah.
She'll go to the line here. 7th foul on Washington. So Guffey looking for her first points tonight. And, it just rattles in and out. Been that kind of night for Zane Trace. Ball on the floor and a jump ball. And this one will go to Washington. And I think Washington's going to take a quick timeout.
Yeah, probably a good job here by Courthouse to adjust how you deal with the pressure that's going to be coming for Zane Trace and kind of calm your players down. They've thrown a couple balls away here. McCullough did a really good job getting a couple steals. You got to make sure you limit your turnovers here, run through your offense, keep getting layups if you can, and then if you get fouled, just knock down your free throws. You just, as the coach, you just have a calming voice here and say, hey, we're up 10. Handle the ball.
If you're Zane Trace, it's 10 points. It's a few possessions if you hit a couple threes, and 4:54 left in this game. I mean, it's not dead yet.
Right. Yeah, and then with Coach Odell, you can be, hey, we've got ourselves a couple possessions. We just got to finish them.
Yeah, absolutely.
We finish them, we're right back in this game. Just keep playing hard. Keep doing what we're doing.
And we've seen a couple possessions a few times tonight from Zane Trace where they find Lauren Lane open for a 3 or find somebody to score a couple of points quick.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you can change the way this one looks in a hurry. But Lane, again, has been held scoreless here in the second half after 9 first-half points. Smith for Washington and draws the bump there from Guffey. I think that's 4 for her. Oh, they say it's her second. Well, they've been changing the fouls around here.
Yeah. Well, it's 1-on-1.
I could have promised you they said 3 earlier. So it puts Jalea Smith at the line. Sitting on 8 points tonight. 1 for 2 at the free throw line so far.
Good board by Allen.
Well, that's one of the things she does best.
Yeah.
Averaging more than 10 per night. One of the best in the SVC and in the area.
That was a lot of contact for no call on that.
Not saying it makes any difference in how this game, how the outcome of this game would be, but we've seen better officiated games.
Yes.
4.5 left here.
Well, and then the really tough part for Lane on that end is if she didn't get fouled, the ball definitely was deflected out of bounds.
Sure.
So at the very least, you know.
Misses this one here, and a good rebound by Crow. That's 2 straight front-end misses from Smith on 1-and-1 chances, so St. Trace hasn't had it hurt him yet, but they got to convert. Allen gets a tough shot there.
Yeah.
And now bodies all over the floor. Callie Weed-Salmi tangled up there with Emily Allen, and she'll walk the floor and shoot 2 now as Washington now in the double bonus.
Yeah, the 5'7" freshman hasn't played a ton, but did a really good job of just walling up there and trying to make Allen shoot over from distance. Really made it difficult, did a nice job rebounding as well.
Callie Weed-Salmi, the freshman. Too strong on that first one. 4:16 left on the fourth quarter clock. Brooklyn Wade checks back in for Zane Trace. Just out of your picture there. She steps in on the left. Second one from Weed-Salmi. Too strong. McCullough got the rebound, but had it taken away by Simler.
Simler's just all over the court, doing a great job today.
Julia Smith through traffic in the lane. Goes down, and she traveled.
Yeah, Zane Trace has to take advantage of this now.
Yeah.
4 missed free throws in the last 3 possessions.
Problem is they've got a minute and a half now, and the score hasn't changed. Still 41-31. Since we talked about it during that timeout with 5.5 left. Wade a long 2. And the rebound again, Simler.
Similar outcome.
I like that. You may not find many other people that like that, but I'll take it.
Hey, I'll throw out puns and dad jokes, I guess.
That's right up my alley.
Yeah.
Ball out of bounds here. We'll go back to Zane Trace. 3:40 left. Zane Trace trying to do something here to try to make a run at the end of this game. McCullough against Mongold. Nice crossover there.
Nice pass.
Wide open, Allen underneath. 13 for Emily Allen. 11 here in the second half.
That's one of the things where if you get into them too much defensively, if the ball handler's solid, they can get around pretty easy and get an easy finish.
Sieber. Too strong with a jumper there. Lane with the rebound, and immediately jumped there by Simler and Estep. And we'll walk the length of the floor here with 3:04 left. And it'll put Lauren Lane at the free throw line. 2 for 3 so far tonight, sitting on 9 points, but looking for that first point of the second half.
And this is a big opportunity for her also, where she just hadn't seen the ball go in. She can get a couple easy points here. Maybe she can knock down a shot in a possession or two as well.
Well, the best thing that can happen when you're down like this late is score with the clock stopped. First one goes, but will it matter?
It should count.
And little contact there between Crow and the foul goes on.
Well, the free throw's good, and she gets another one. But there'll be free throws on the other end.
Yeah, so the foul goes on Crow. She still gets to shoot the second one then.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen a foul on the first
I haven't either.
free throw coming in.
So I was saying it with confidence, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Okay. Well, it looks like that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, one should be shooting on the other end after this free throw.
Yeah,
this should be.
So Crow will shoot here. There's no reason to line up.
Yeah, they should just clear the lane.
Yeah, there's no reason to line up because you're going to shoot free throws immediately. And it's going to be similar, I believe, on the line as soon as this free throw is taken.
Yeah.
Yep, now they say clear them out.
Yeah.
John, you ever looked into being a basketball official?
I've done some of our biddy ball stuff on the weekends when we're just starting. Hate it. it's such a thankless job.
Sure. So Lauren Lane hits both, and that gives her 11 points. And now we'll go to the other end of the floor, and Emily Simler will shoot 2 free throws. But Zane Trace is going to take a timeout first.
Yeah, I'll say stuff to officials. You know, as a coach, you kind of have to at times. But man, it's not an easy job.
Yeah.
It's a thankless job. You don't.
Sure.
You know, you get the courtesy applause at the beginning of the game sometimes.
Sometimes that's exactly it.
Yeah.
And you hear the stuff coming out from the OHSAA, you know, year after year, kind of just telling everybody, listen, let's ease it up a little bit on these people who are, I mean, basically getting paid for their gas money to drive to games and officiate. In some cases, long trips to officiate games. They're not making hundreds of thousands like in the NFL or the NBA to be an official.
Yeah,
and you have a shortage also, which is starting to be a problem as well, trying to recruit people to be officials. The average age, I think, is over 50 years old now, and nobody wants to do it. Why would you?
Right. I know with the middle school tournaments being at home sites instead of being one place where they used to be, Matt Hoops was actually looking for officials for their 8th grade tournament game on Monday. Actually had one of the, two of the better varsity officials around did the game because,
couldn't find anybody else.
Yeah, they were off that night and nobody else wanted to work on the lower levels. And, it's you do have to work your way up through it also, and I think some people don't like to do that.
Sure. They don't just hand you your official's license and say, go to a varsity game with a bunch of people. Simler knocks down her 17th point tonight.
Yeah, thankfully they don't do that.
Probably good to start at a little slower speed and then work your way up.
Mm-hmm.
See it happen a lot with baseball, too, where game moves a little faster than you think it does. When you're fresh, you're fresh, and you go into a college game or something, it's tough.
Yeah.
3 minutes left in this one. 18 now for Emily Simler, leads all scorers. Guffey for 3. Came up short. McCullough, nice job to snatch away the rebound. A little short on the jumper, and Simler adds another rebound to her total.
And McCullough hasn't scored a lot, but she's had a really good floor game for the Pioneers.
She's a lot like Mongold for Washington, where she handles the ball a lot and facilitates a lot. Need those players. Inside 2.5. Hicks, she'll just shoot it and almost got it to go in. Rims out.
Yeah,
and a nice rebound by Crow.
Similar spot where she hit her buzzer beater and into third.
Still not sure how that one went down.
Right.
McCullough. The traffic can't get it to go, but she'll have 2 shots. Would have been 2 either way. That's foul number 10. So 2 shots on every foul, the last 2:09 of this one.
To be fair, when I say get in, I have said that multiple times when my team is playing someone. Usually that only happens on either blowouts or ridiculous shots at the end of a game.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're rooting for them just as much as anybody else, especially when it's your team. It's the second one to go. First point for Gracie McCullough. Trying to trap Smith, but she saw it coming, able to get away from it.
Good job keeping the ball in front of her there to where she couldn't get it poked out from behind either.
Well, she has her head up when she has the basketball and is looking at the floor. It's not head down dribbling. Keeps you from getting into a lot of trouble, and they call an offensive foul on her here. Sometimes you see the freshmen come in and the head's down a little bit as they're dribbling, and you dribble yourself into bad situations. As you get older, you figure out that ball just becomes an extension of the hand, and you're head up looking at your teammates, looking at the defense, and that can solve a lot of problems. And now a foul underneath. It was Estep tied up with Lane. And the foul goes on Lauren Lane. So that stops the clock with 1:38 left, and we'll walk the floor here and put E-Step at the line.
Yeah, there's a lot of little things going on kind of away from the ball that probably need to be addressed.
It's getting a little chippy here.
Yeah.
And a quick timeout here for Washington. It's one of those things where if you don't take control, the players will take as much latitude as they can.
Mm-hmm. Well, and right now, Todd Odell's got his team out in the middle of the court, and he's just, you can just tell he's just talking to, we got to calm down. We just got to play. We can't let anything else get involved in this game. We've got a chance here. We just have to make the most of it. We can't let little things give up possessions like right there.
Still 7-point game. It's 3 possessions, a minute and a half, a little over, and with both teams in the double bonus, if you can draw some fouls, you can score with the clock stopped. Problem is Washington's been shooting the free throws fairly well as well tonight, and they get that same opportunity. Right now, Arlen Estep, the 5'4" junior, at the line on 4 points for her. Only field goal was a triple way back in the first quarter. She had a free throw in the third quarter. And the first one here, too strong.
I believe that triple was the one that put them up by 2 late, or about 3/4 of the way through that first quarter, and they haven't really looked back since.
Yeah, they got the first 2 points of the game on a putback, and then Zane Trace went up 5-2 and kind of hung on the lead for a little bit, but then Courthouse back in front at the end of the first quarter, and it's been that way since. And this one out of bounds back to Zane Trace, so E-Step misses both. And a chance here, 1:36 left. But here again, we're sitting at a single-digit basketball game for Zane Trace on the wrong side of the scoreboard, as McCullough has an easy path to the basket here. 3 now for her. And
I think it was just kind of
the ball got loose there. Similar inbound. But I mentioned when we started this thing, 10 losses this year for Zane Trace by less than 10 points. Part of that is they just haven't been able to score consistently. Scoring about 43 points per game, which is 7th out of 8 teams in the SVC. Defensively, they're pretty strong. What they did against Adena last night. They've had some other games like that this year where they've held good scoring teams down. And only giving up 43 in this one. And a timeout here for Washington.
Yeah, I think, at this point, with how Washington's shot their free throws late in this game, they were really good early, been not very good lately. Maybe you just start fouling a little earlier. I mean, they have the possession there, so maybe you try to get a jump ball.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you might get a steal in there. You can be active defensively. You're only down 5.
Yeah.
This is a opportunity for Zane Trace to, do some things with some trapping defensively. Maybe get a steal, maybe get another layup there from McCullough there. Or, if you foul, you foul. You just got to box out and rebound.
Yeah, and they've done that pretty well. When you have Emily Allen on your team, rebounding, is usually going to go pretty well for you.
Yeah, then also Washington only coming in with 4 wins as well. So they may be tight as well coming into these close games because they haven't put away a lot of games either.
They're another team that for stretches looks really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then for stretches, things just kind of go sideways for them. It's probably one of the hardest things to do is to put together a full 4 quarters. And this Washington team, a very young team.
Yeah.
Quick foul here on Guffey, and that will be her 3rd.
Yeah, only 2 seniors.
They say it's her 4th.
Yeah.
They said 2 last time she made a foul, but. So Jalea Smith back at the free throw line. She's missed her last 2 opportunities there.
Short there.
So a big miss there for Zane Trace. Second one goes. 9 for her.
You can still run your sets here.
2-possession game at 6 points. Fetters has it tied up, and the arrow goes to Washington. A whistle here as Guffey is in pain over on the far side. You worry about that with it being non-contact.
Yeah, and away from the ball, non-contact, not ideal.
Hopefully she's okay. Back to the bench here. We'll check her out. 38.4 left. 6-point game. That's a killer, the turnover.
Mm-hmm.
Lauren Lane does have 2 threes in this game, but both were back in the first half. And a foul here from McCullough. Had to earn it. It's funny how you get to the end of the game and you know that a team is going to be fouling to try to stop the clock, and the officials all of a sudden let you have a lot more contact before they blow the whistle.
Yeah, and that's what leads to the extra chippiness as well, as if you just call it like they're giving the foul. They're not trying to get the jump ball there. Just call it immediately.
33.4 left on the clock. Smith's first attempt here goes in. Puts her in double figures now with 10. She joins her teammate Emily Simler with 18. Lauren Lane with 11 for Zane Trace and 13 for Emily Allen. So 4 players in this game now in double figures, 2 each way. Second one too strong, and they blow the whistle to get the substitution apparently.
Wait, what?
That's a live ball. He blew the whistle because the sub was sitting there, but
that's
you got to play it out.
Yeah, that's another thing I've never seen before.
Well, that's how this one has gone tonight.
Yeah.
Wade for 3. Buries it. Oh, they give her 2. Well, Zane Trace will take a quick timeout. So Brooklyn Wade, the freshman, with 4 points now. It's a 4-point game with 21.8 left.
Yeah, big shot there from Wade. We've talked about this a couple different times. It's a situation where, they can foul here.
Yeah.
They've got the arrow now, so if you can get a tie up, you're going to get the ball on your side, in a good position to get a shot. I mean, you just got to keep playing hard here.
And Washington's
Who
missed.
knows what the call is going to be?
Yeah, Washington's missed some free throws here down the stretch too. That has given Zane Trace some opportunities. Out of the timeout here, it'll be similar to inbound for Washington. I am not confident that the scores table or whoever is running the scoreboard knows who has how many fouls.
Yeah.
About here, they find Mongold. Somehow got away from 2 players, and now they foul her with 18.4 left. So Mongold will shoot 2. 6 points for her. Will shoot free throws for the first time tonight. Reminder, full recap of this game with a little post-game video interview and stats and all that good stuff. Quotes from the players and the coaches over on our website at sohiosa.com. If that's too confusing, just search Southern Ohio Sports Authority and that'll pop up on the Google.
The Google machine.
And Mongold hits them both.
And that's the point guard in her, knocking down the free throws late.
And those are killers for Zane Trace. With 14 seconds left, Lane, she'll shoot the 3. And they call an offensive foul on Laney Hill away from the ball. So with 12.2 left, that'll pretty much be that. 6-point game with 12 seconds left. Now the officials are going to have a quick chat here.
Well, not really quick.
If it's an offensive foul, you don't get to shoot free throws, right?
Well, I think it was a screen. So I think it would be free throws.
Okay.
Yeah, it should have been free throw. Well, I guess the legal screen isn't necessarily.
We'll go to Mongold here. Across the lane, Hicks will pass up the open shot to kill the clock. Mongold works around to screen, and they get the foul with 2.9 left.
You know, sometimes I don't understand why you don't just take the layup, but that was good there because they were able to run some more clock, and they got it to probably the right person.
Yeah. Mongold got both of them her last time up. Also a chance to get the double figures for her, sitting on 8 points. And there goes that chance. I'll take the blame for that. Yeah. Still a nice game for her. As Lauren Lane checks out for Zane Trace. And Laney Hill. So they're going to run out the seniors one at a time here. Brianna Fetters.
Call it only a sophomore, but getting everybody into the game.
McCullough deserves the round of applause either way.
Had a really good game overall.
Good season for her as a sophomore. Zane Trace fans probably very happy to have her back next year. Shot short here. And a loose ball will end things. Final score, Washington 47, Zane Trace 41. And Washington improves to 5-11, and St. Trace falls to 4-16, and their 11th loss by less than 10 points this year. Final scoring in this one for the Lady Blue Lions. Emily Simler leads all scorers with 18 points tonight. 4 from Arlen Estep, 8 points tonight from Allie Mongold, 4 from Mallory Hicks, 3 from Megan Seaver, and 10 points tonight from Jalea Smith. For St. Trace, they get 11 from Lauren Lane, 13 from Emily Allen, 2 from Brianna Fetters, 6 from Alara Crow, 3 from Gracie McCullough, 1 from Kenley May, and 4 from the freshman Brooklyn Wade. And again, next up for Zane Trace, it'll be their tournament game, D3 sectional action at Alexander on Saturday at 7 o'clock. Washington will play Chillicothe Monday in D2 sectional action at 7 o'clock. For John Bruce, Jacob Wise, saying so long from Zane Trace High School. Thanks for watching with us here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority. Again, the final, Washington 47, Zane Trace 41. Enjoy the rest of your evening.